8 boy, 27 David, 24 8 boy.
Tron's Gamer says how often you end up having to do oil shame.
Every 5,000 miles, or when it tells me to.
The brand OJ says is that 5-0 checking the news law.
I don't know. Welcome in YouTube and Kick.
Michael W221 says YouTube is fine.
How about, is it vertical or horizontal? It should do both.
211, I just entered 3 subjects. We're going to be receiving a criminal trespass.
WPZA 271 Damon Fire. 27220 County Road 19. Assistance for a 95-year-old female who has fell and injured her back. She is conscious and breathing.
211, I just put info on which property they're going to be trespassed from.
McDonald's, there they are right there. Those are the 3 people.
200, feel like you need that pretty.
Bucks 43 says prayer to her.
I'm going to make sure I control that automatic are on. Let me see who's in here.
Whipped Up Wishes says they make themselves sound so stupid. Bruja 210 says decoy.
Nope, there's someone in there.
Michael W221 says the tall person. Kron's Gamer says did. Amanda BB13 says oh look 864.
20 copy deal.
Pinklove 2345 says what he eating.
Saddle Trap,
Boba
hello
Fett
to you.
271 says can we see your notes please.
5192 0519
Patty Scott, Tennessee Accountability, hello to you. Freddie, how are you? Tennessee Accountability, I already said hi, didn't I? Welcome in YouTube and Kick.
Amanda BB13 says why are they stocking this car at McDonald's?
I don't know.
Hilmacoker says are you across the street from McDonald's?
Yes.
Bodrix says Bodrix has correctly joined the channel.
Hey.
Gabby Bedoya says just watched Harvey's video, it was pretty good.
Yep.
Bruja 210 says is that Bart Simpson?
Is that Bart?
Kron's Gamer says I don't see the kick.
Kick is not on?
20.
Maybe I forgot to turn
Stream
Kick.
Elements says thank you for following Juicy Lips 95.
Juicy Lips 95, thank you.
Country
for
Boy
the follow.
23,123 says no cop. Nightbot says BC Scanner is not a cop. We listen to the scanner and record police interactions. Melanie Syop 1784 says did they come out yet John or no where's the clue truck?
I don't know.
Michael W221 says no kick is not. Kron's
Kick is
Gamer
not
says BC Scanner right.
Alright, so only YouTube is working. I see the over YouTube. Okay, we got YouTube.
Watt 6469 says kick is not live.
Alright, well that didn't work too well. YouTube worked.
Elite Biker Babe says kick isn't working.
Okay, I'll have to fix it tomorrow. I can't, because that's actually streaming from my home computer, so. 203 notes. Let's go check her out at McDonald's again.
That's clear.
I think they're done with the McDonald's thing. I think all they did is trespass 3 people over there. Bye. Yeah, this is the final boss of C Notes.
Well, all 3 of those subjects I entered are going to be leaving the property. It's going to be no criminal offense at this time. I'm 10-8.
Oh, these are some nasty ass potholes. You think it's
Amanda
ironic?
BB13 says, see you later, 864.
He just said C notes on us. So we're going to come over here.
Michael
Yeah, I got it.
W221 says, the final bitches.
Yeah, we're going to come over here. I'm going to give my...
Pamela Jackson says, hey chat.
Hey. I'm going to turn on YouTube voice. All right, YouTube, someone say hi on YouTube.
Bucks43 says, don't get out, John will leave you here. Corkle4 Catan says, FTP.
It's going to be a quarter
Michael
to a half a mile
W221
down.
says, CC is
I'm
okay,
caller
John, she'd
stating
been
that
fall asleep
there is
before
a
your live.
female
Oh,
on the
okay, good.
steering wheel and the vehicle is running.
Pamela
It's gonna
Jackson
be
says,
a
hi.
gold
Clear and accountability says, yo.
1999 Ford pickup.
I need to know where that Freeport call is.
That's they're all being around.
I need to know where that Freeport call is. This guy's going to try to lose me, guys. He's going to drive like an idiot.
He's just 29 on 402.
Show him on board.
That's good. That's Jacob 4x4.
All right, this guy's going to drive like a maniac. I just want to point that out. He's not going to be going to a call, but he's going to drive like a maniac just to get away from me. Watch. Watch and see. He might even put on his lights to go through lights.
That Page Girl Free says, guessing we're by the Burger King with that noise.
Yes, we're definitely actually by the Burger King. I got one cop behind me.
TN
too.
Accountability says, aggressive driving swine.
Yeah.
Little _ unit says, I want to see some screeching cop tires again.
There they go.
Our _ guy 936 says, Bucky's. The brand OJ says, OMG, he pulls off quick.
So now I got one behind me. It was anticipating me driving like that.
Yabba Dabadoo says he looked way past the stop line. The brand OJ says, WTF.
Okay, so there's one behind me as well. I got over, he got over. I'm gonna get back over. He's gonna get back over. He's getting on the highway. Guys, do you think it's about protecting and serving or
Our
what?
_ guy 936 says, not sea fishing. Whipped Up Wishes says, is he going to pull you over?
No, he's up there.
2 Chain says, act natural.
He's on the highway right now. See his lights? He's just blinked his lights at me as a way to troll me. Can't make this stuff up, guys. They spend so much time messing with me, right? That I'm still doing my
The
job.
brand OJ says, SMH.
I'm still doing my job. Because they're not doing road pirate shit while they're messing with me. So I'm happy with that.
Corkle4 Catan says, fuck them all.
YouTube voice, is it working? Because that's the only way I can really communicate with the stream, because I can't look at the screen and drive, so I use text-to-speech.
Lucifer Souls MC says, hello, Trunkies.
Hello, there you are.
Pamela Jackson says, YT says, yes.
Okay, good.
The brand OJ says, yeah, we follow the laws around here.
Yeah, we're law-abiding citizens. We're peaceful people.
Joanne 8775 says, the C Notes crew acts so childish. They need to act their age and not their shoe size.
I agree.
Carrie Shearer says, did you post that clip of them squealing their tires last night?
I saw someone clipped it. I'm working on editing videos tomorrow. I mowed the lawn today, and that pretty much took everything out of me. I don't know why I woke up energetic and just mowed the lawn. I mowed mom's lawn because according to my trolls, I live in my mom's basement, right? Like, I'm not gonna find them,
The
right?
brand OJ says at least you were productive.
Yeah. You guys should be able to see a lot better tonight.
Carrie Shearer says mowing in this heat will do that to you.
Yeah, I don't know what I got into me. I don't know what I was even thinking. I just started randomly mowing.
Lucifer Souls MC says sorry I haven't been here. John been tied with up, got a baby coming very soon. We're 8 months along.
Well, congratulations to
Bayou
you.
Preppers 1 says did anyone get that address in Freeport? Pammy 9588 says John was a good gardener today and it was so hot.
And I think she's talking about me. Yeah, that Freeport traffic sounded actually. Let's go see if we can find it. It's a person asleep in a truck. I forgot about that. Look where he's hiding. I think he's hiding at the school over there. I think he's hiding at the school. I think they're all hiding at the school.
Downing in Cedar.
Downing in Cedar, that's Angleton.
Yabba Dabadoo says missed the Freeport address.
Yeah, I did too. I got to put on the big scanner. I think that's him hiding at the school over there. Yeah, that's some cop shit.
I'm right here on that call.
Pammy 9588 says oh yeah, that's what I meant. John is hot. Lucifer Souls MC says we're having a little boy.
Oh,
Game _ Rage Zone says what do you think about school cops?
They're just cops. They're usually cops that got fired somewhere else. Usually.
Corkle 4 Catan says I truly fucking hate cops so much.
Alright, so we got the cop in the truck over there. I don't know if you guys can see him or not, but they're hiding over there. That's the truck cop. He's hiding in the school parking lot. And it's sad that this is the only way we can cop watch here. I'll put on the big scanner while we,
Section 203 here,
do I need another?
Yabba Dabadoo says he's the one that peeled out last night.
Was it the truck? Was it in the truck? I can't remember.
No, second.
Pamela Jackson says congrats Lucifer. Big Dave BCTX says that's Officer Little Dick. Bradley 25 says that's the squealer.
Yes, sir, her son is with her.
Okay, alright.
Yabba Dabadoo says pretty sure it was in the pickup truck.
That's right.
Demon Metro Killer 48 says yes. Michael W221 says yes John.
Alright.
Ryan 152793 says in the truck.
Alright, yeah,
Big
yeah.
Dave BCTX says yes, the truck.
Okay, you're right. You guys are right. Alright, which way is it going to go is the question.
Tazzy's my dog Go says the squealer LMAO, that's his name.
Let's see if you think
Michael W221 says damn your memory.
I know.
Aros 2K19 says they announced they're going to live stream the Idaho guy who killed 4 students trial.
Yeah, the Kohlberg, I think is his name. Alright, let's see if he squeals tires
Our
again.
underscore guy 936 says go expose that red coat.
Nurse is no one else.
Aros 2K19 says yeah.
76595 5177 6595.
Alright, let's see.
20 insurance in hand.
I'm assuming somebody saw that live yesterday and said, don't do that shit again. I would assume. I think he's...
5177 6595 5177 6595.
Guys, I'm so embarrassed. That's not even that truck. That's not even that truck. He thinks I'm a stalker now. That's not even a cop.
So, you can show us on the beach.
That's not even a cop.
Good, 12.
Now, great. Now that guy in the truck thinks I'm a stalker.
Yabba says
Apollo County Road 19 all the way through there.
Michael W221 says that's not a cop.
That's not a cop.
That's for man will do.
Now he just thinks I'm a stalker.
Yeah, we're trying to-
Ryan 152793 says oh shit.
He's trying to be 99 out of Arkansas.
Medic 36 West Columbia Dispatch.
Zazzy's my dog go says LMAO John the stalker.
Hey, he was parked like
Melanie
a cop.
Syab 1784 says OMG. Michael W221 says damn it John.
It's my
Rick
first.
Wishes says ha ha
Wrong advice
ha.
was given.
Boba Fett 271 says now you're a stalker.
Yeah, I am a stalker.
Michael W221 says Pam get your husband. Barry Peppers 1 says someone is on the beach. CC 317812 says hey y'all.
Wrong advice was given. Advice is Lieutenant.
Strong advice given. This is my first day of streaming, guys. Sorry. Very first time ever.
Sure, there's no one
streaming.
sitting outside.
CC 317812 says who are we stalking?
Oh, I
Bradley
just,
25 says and John the Life Light last night in Freeport landed at the softball field by J Block in the Avenues.
really?
I seen it on my friend's Snapchat.
Dang.
It wasn't Surfside.
Dang
So
it.
Zone 3 must be that location.
Okay.
Whipped Up Wishes says might want to add some glasses to that wish list.
Oh, I can't. My
JK
glasses.
John.
I
Lol.
know. It's my first day of streaming. We're just
Devin
stalkers
Clark
now.
says go live on YouTube every day, it's better.
Twitch is what pays the bills, so live streaming on YouTube doesn't make a lot of
Game
money.
underscore Rage Zone says lol not a cop or is undercover.
I don't think so. No, I would know what the undercover is.
Control 156, we're about 2 minutes out. We've got Med 3 in sight.
Roger, can you communicate with him to coordinate landing? I do have an aircraft secure shut down on 1 and 2.
Roger that, we'll go.
Yeah, I only get like 4 views when I live stream on YouTube.
DCSS 657 traffic.
I imagine there's like 10 people on YouTube.
Henry Frank David 4262 red.
Am I right? Someone from YouTube, tell me how many people are watching. And then Twitch, tell me how many people are watching on Twitch.
18, there's going to be 3 vehicles parked out front that are
Parking lot while the staff gets in their vehicles.
CN Accountability says I'm showing 23.
23.
Yabba Dabadoo says 172 on Twitch.
Yeah, it's
Big K says 27.
Yeah, it's
The underscore real underscore Og says 33. NRBAERT says 172. Game underscore Rage Zone says 172. Sammy Hayes 811 says Twitch 172.
There we go.
Devin Clark says 14. Little Bear 0420 says 172 on Twitch. Ryan 152793 says 172. Michael W221 says our subs is going down.
Yep. Yep, I'm streaming.
Kimberly Iavana says 14 YT.
We're needing a route for a female that is passed out in a vehicle with labored breathing. It's going to be on Bryan Beach, about a quarter to a half mile down. I do have officers on scene at this time.
Attention Freeport EMS, attention Freeport EMS. We're needing a route for a female that is passed out in a vehicle with labored breathing. It's going to be on Bryan Beach, about a quarter to a half mile down. I do have officers on scene at this time.
All right, there you go. There you have location.
First call, first tone, 2204.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to the beach.
Bradley 25 says that doesn't sound good. Little underscore underscore unit says passed out, she just sleeping. TN accountability says 33, yuck.
Yeah, you see why I'm not streaming on YouTube every day? Like, live streaming on YouTube is a thing of the past. I wish more cop watchers would come over here on Twitch. Although I'm currently going broke. I'm spending more right now than I'm making. So.
Michael W221 says zoom out.
Okay.
Bayou Preppers 1 says hope they don't make her do a DUI test.
That's what they're gonna do if
DCSS 6507, clear copy deal.
they're going to. If it's not an
05
actual medical
22
issue.
03 02.
If it's not an actual medical issue, they will.
Vegas _ locals says show love 100, show love 100, show love 100, show love 100, show love 100. Stream Elements says Vegas _ locals just cheered 500 bits.
Thank you so much.
Vomited on herself and in the vehicle.
Control 5 lifting for
Melanie Syed
Urban 3 aboard,
1784 says
1 hour
I'll be going to
15,
that
612.
call.
Smudge proof. Thank you so much. I mean, Vegas
She advised
locals.
that she locked herself in the vehicle.
906 is clear. They did advise that the female had
Negative. She's
vomited on herself and in the vehicle.
Status is received. Thank you.
Damn it.
Status 6, you advised that she locked herself in the vehicle.
Negative. She's vomited on herself and in the vehicle.
Status is received. Thank you.
Bayou Peppers 1 says damn it. Bradley 25 says oh my.
You didn't call in. You were.
Whipped Up Wishes says are we going to that? Game _ Rage Zone says oh shit damn.
911 for
911 is en route.
Bucks 43 says I hope she is okay.
Yep.
911.
Also clear to run main mid-berth.
Boba Fett 271 says yucky 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 I'm staying in the trunk or I'll vomit on something. Game _ Rage Zone says if that is not medical then she is 100% drunk.
We're
Michael
sick.
W221 says you got your mask John.
People do get
Bradley
sick.
25 says hopefully it's just heat exhaustion.
People
It
do
was
get.
hot as hell today.
Yeah, people
Greg
do get
Houston
sick.
says yuck.
We don't assume everybody's drunk, guys.
Bradley 25 says prayers.
Yeah, we don't assume everybody's
Big
drunk.
Dave BCTX says
King
show
Robert,
intent to
Ida, Sam, Tom,
TL.
Adam,
No
Noah.
vomit calls for me. Lucifer Souls MC says that semi-speeding.
We're not snitches, guys.
Little _ unit says nothing is 100% ever.
Yeah, we're not. We might as well. Do you guys just want to be bootlickers and assume everybody's committing a crime? Because I'm not down with that. I assume everybody's innocent until proven
Yabba
guilty.
Dabadoo says oh no. Prayers they are okay. Bayou Preppers 1 says and maybe something even worse than being drunk.
Yeah, could just be sick.
Whipped Up Wishes says I'm a major emetophobe. Tammy Hayes 811 says you never know it could be just too much sun.
Yep.
Bradley 25 says negative. Exactly John.
Yeah, I would be a millionaire if I was making videos about dumb criminals, but I'm not willing to do that. I'm not willing to do that.
Watt 6469 says hell no I don't want to be a bootlicker.
Then we don't assume that they're...
Boba Fett 271 says some bad Wendy's.
That's true. Bad Wendy's is a possibility.
Report. You advised this would be the second entrance to drive the second entrance.
No. 300 from the first entrance.
300 what?
Lucifer Soul MC says always film 50. Bayou Peppers 1 says like she's having allergic reaction to something. Boba Fett 271 says some bad mayo on a Burger
300
King
yards
burger.
down from the first entrance.
Alex 13 _ FPS says T-Bell coming back up. Sweet Gator says true.
29, we're going to have our cruise lights
Bayou
on.
Preppers 1 says that snake bites can make you sick, make you throw up, and there's all kinds of snakes around there.
300 yards from the first one.
Little _ unit says you can't open your door and puke outside. That would be another tip of
Mid-3,
all.
we'll be headed over to Hotel 202, 3 on board, 2+15 and 2040 en route.
Roger, 6.
Well, I don't know why kick didn't work.
C57, show me a vehicle search.
XXGEOX says BC, my friend, how are you doing? It's been a long time.
I'm doing wonderful. So guys, we are streaming every single night over on Twitch. We do about 3 or 4 hours a night. I sometimes take Sundays off. But I have the chat doing text-to-speech because I can't look at the screen and drive. That would be unsafe. And also crime.
271 says just rinse her off in the Gulf of America and send her in her way.
I think she actually needs EMS.
65-7.
Remember, guys, I said she had labored breathing. I'm treating this right now as a medical call.
Subject has 2 Class C's through Alvin. The barber subject has 1 Class C through BCSO.
Definitely.
Let's go down here. Let's take 36. Hopefully it's not under construction still. I haven't been on this road in a long time.
Watt 6469 says, hey John. Patty Scott says, Miss UBC scanner.
Oh, well, that's nice.
RPG traffic.
Sweet Gator says, are you going to that call? Watt 6469 says, how is everyone tonight?
We'll have to spell their Chevy. I'll be 32 traffic. 20. Charles Tom, X-ray 1444. Charles Tom,
Tammy
X-ray
Hayes 811 says Highway 36 is good going back 523 between the court and the bridge is
I'll be
bad.
at 20.
Z0 says, hi John, hi, you been?
I'm doing
Z0 says, how? Little underscore underscore unit says, was the name actually changed to Gulf of America or was that just Trump's dream? XXGEOX says, freedom fighters rock.
Well, thanks. I'm going to try to make it to this call. Maybe gone by the time we get there. I'm going to treat it as a medical call. We're not ambulance chasers. We kind of stay back on medical calls.
XXGEOX says, standing tall is my job. Tammy Hayes 811 says it's officially Gulf of America.
BCS 409 traffic.
Yeah.
Big Dave BCTX says Gulf of America.
New Highway 128, Texas Way. William 5824 Bank.
Yeah, guys, this is one of the most
Purple
dangerous.
4 Catan says it will always be Gulf of Mexico.
Um,
Bayou Preppers 1 says Big Brazoria County hugs.
Thank you, Bayou.
Pammy 9588 says John records cops. So if a call comes in Thaf can get to on time, he will be going to that call always.
Yep.
That's what he does.
Yeah,
would be pointless to not go to calls.
It
T
would
is
be.
me says, hey y'all.
So, guys, this is one of the most dangerous roads in Freeport, by the way. Everybody goes off in the marsh over there. If you go in the marsh, you're done. Just so you know. You'll see up here.
Watt 6469 says, do you need to charge flashlight, John? Bradley 25 says, very dangerous.
Yeah, this is one of the most.
600 dispatch.
It's one of the most dangerous roads in Freeport right here.
Towards 600.
They used to have blinking lights here, but I don't know what happened to them. Someone run over them all?
That's clear, man.
Yeah, right on the other side is a marsh where so many people have lost vehicles and lives. One time
XXGEOX says, at my picture I do have Bill Ball's law.
One time they went to get one car out and they found another car underneath it.
Will underscore Capiza underscore 701 says her mama named her Gulf of Mexico, so I am gonna call her Gulf of Mexico. Boba Fett 271 says gators in the marsh.
Yeah, you're done. If you're cooked if you go in that marsh, I'm telling you guys.
Pamela Jackson says hello, T is me. Bradley 25 says they need to do like they did in Surfside after the bridge with railing things.
According to TxDOT, because I've fought for this for years, according to TxDOT, the rails would be more dangerous. It would bounce off the rails and it would be catastrophic. That's according to TxDOT. I don't know. Tow truck drivers will avoid that call like the plague.
Big Dave BCTX says, did you see that Chief Valdez was made interim city manager for Angleton?
No, I did not. And he's going to be the police chief. Is he the plumber too?
Bradley 25 says, yeah, and it doesn't look deep, but you will sink very fast.
Yes.
The driver.
T is me says, which road is that?
36. So loop around.
32, 23. Passenger B. 24093512. 24093512.
11311023 1131 1023.
XXGEOX
The
says,
passenger will be
that voiceover.
24093512
says he got 6 jobs.
24093512. I'll be conducting episode 2 on the driver.
That is the angle. Is
Big
it
Dave
angle?
BCTX says yes. And Chief Security Guard, in care, custody, and control.
And
T
plumber.
as me says, dang. 2 cars at the same time. That's easy.
Hey, Burn, we'll try to spread out 65 properties. We'll take care of you again.
We definitely need an oil change tomorrow. There goes my profits for the week. Damn it. Alright, so they said they're about 300 away.
Bradley 25 says, and everyone just
That's like 5. You came in very broken. We do have a visiting
driving
aircraft.
this weekend.
And I am too.
Starts tomorrow and ends Tuesday at 6 a.m.
I am.
Boba Fett 271 says Chief can walk your dog in Sundays.
I am too. I always offer free rides. Everyone in the
T as me
community.
says I'm new here, watching from Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Well, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. My name is John Gray. This is BC Scanner. We listen to the scanner and we record police interactions.
Bradley 25 says they will tow you in your vehicle for free.
All over the lane.
I think we're way late on this call.
Tammy Hayes 811
Okay.
says if you're able, please donate to CA for oil change and anything else John needs.
Shoeless, looking like he wants to jump, wobbling all over
That
the
page
lane.
girl 3 says Virginia Beach is right by me.
That's right.
I don't know how the
T
sand
as me
is.
says crazy.
I don't know how the sand is, guys, so.
28 miles 32.
We may, like I said, we're going to treat this as a medical call, which we usually stand back on medical.
XXGEOX says BCU, have a great night. It's been a long day for me. I had court. It went good fighting for freedom.
Very good.
Tammy Hayes 811 says CA. Nightbot says Cash App extra good donations are appreciated but never
Can we
solicited.
get a flight number?
If you choose to donate, they are non-refundable.
No balloon release.
Boba Fett 271 says John needs to show some leg to make it rain. Vegas_local says no assumptions, but you could add Narcan to the Amazon list. Not bad thing to have extras of.
I have Narcan
I've
in
heard
here.
some counties are going to stop carrying it.
I have Narcan
Bradley
in
25 says don't do like the chase and everyone gets stuck.
Yeah, I know. Alright, I don't see a lot of cops. I'm gonna stay out of this ambulance's way.
12-3 final south.
We'll go see what's happening. Nothing else, we got a nice walk on the beach.
Jamie Nicole B says hello Trunksters.
Hello.
T as me says you're welcome. My pleasure. How AR3 y'all doing?
Wonderful.
Staying safe.
Watch for snakes. For snakes. Sorry.
Jackson says, out here, please be patient. Pammy 9500 says the Yabba Dabbity says that sounds so peaceful and calming with the waves. Boba Fett 207 he says
soft sand. I wouldn't have made it. wasting my time. They don't know that. Actually, pretty. Looks like they brought it on. I don't know. Could be sus.
Film filter says end live. Will Banks says hey John.
Hey. Okay, so they're got on the map. Something to get a make sure it doesn't go. I don't know. I think I got stuck here.
For a minute you can't. But that's not just understanding.
Okay.
John can't help. Elite Biker Babe says 1.
Alright guys, so the
Big
person...
Dave BCTX says there. Tammy
So-
Hayes 811 says 1.
So the
Noah
person
Cooper
did...
says hopefully it clears out.
So the
Bio Preppers 1 says beautiful. Watt 6469 says stay there, John.
So the person did go with EMS. So the cop's concern now is if this tide is coming in, or if the tide comes in, this truck is gone. So they're trying to get someone to come tow it. I'm gonna stay right in this spot. Apparently I work in this spot.
Boba Fett 271 says Chief of Angleton is causing the problem. His 7th job, he's working Verizon.
Yeah, he probably works for Verizon.
Little _ unit says, can a tow truck go on the beach in the sand?
Yep.
Tazzy's my dog go says, ah, sound of waves, love it. Tazzy's my dog go says, don't have those in Utah. KYM Clark 88 says, love the sound of waves. Bayou Preppers 1 says, that's so pretty, I love the beach. Kron's Gamer says, I could sleep to the sound. Angie416 says, wish I was on a beach. Bradley25 says they have 2 trucks that are 4x4 and can make it comfortably. Yabba Dabadoo says ASMR stream. Bradley25 says tow. Demon Metro Killer 48 says, what happened to the driver?
They're going with EMS.
South Detroit says, I believe I was born on a beach. My dad used to call me son of a beach a lot. Dodgers _ payroll says, recording cops in ASMR channel, I love it. Demon Metro Killer 48 says, was he drunk or called BC, they didn't feel well.
It's a female and they were, all we know is they're sick.
Little
That's all we know.
_ unit says, is it broken down? Or where are the keys?
I don't know.
Can they not drive it?
Let me ask. Okay. Good job. Thank you. We appreciate it. I was coming because there were so many cops. That's what I do. So.
Oh yeah, I know. We actually got you on YouTube right now.
Oh, okay. All right. My sick.
The scanner.
The scanner. Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's cool. That's what I made it for, man.
Oh yeah. They
So I
use the hell out of it.
I'm wondering if. Do you know about the tide? What's it going to do? Is it going in or out? Because that's the most... They asked me to just keep eye on it while...
Yeah, that's what I'm doing here. He's like, hey man, can you
Yeah.
get here so we can get back?
Dude, if we have keys, we might be able to do something.
I don't... Yeah, there's
Oh.
vomit all over it.
Yeah, I heard that on the radio.
So... I believe they have... I mean, obviously somebody has the keys. She drove it out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the officer has it.
So, medical issue?
Medical.
Yeah.
Bradley 25 says, that's Boogie, I can hear his voice lol. In a blue expedition. Stream Elements says, thank you for following FT _ Caden.
Thank you for the follow. Yeah, I'm keeping you guys off the
Oh
stream.
no, somebody just put me on blast.
They said
know exactly who I am.
Oh,
Name,
gotcha.
truck.
Okay, I got you. Well, you guys did good.
Boba Fett 271
I mean, if you guys
says,
hadn't
"Wow."
been here, imagine how it would have turned out.
Yeah.
Bradley 25 says good guy.
rolling in.
Harley Chic 77,541 says probably seasick.
Yeah, we're on live on Twitch and YouTube right now.
Oh, okay.
903 print guy says
On my
the sea
regular
will claim
YouTube
that
channel.
truck soon. Jonathan Heinrich says watching from Pearland, Texas.
Something, yeah. I always assume it's medical. I don't ever. And I teach my chat to do the same thing. Or
Yeah, just kind of keep it
Boba
vague.
Fett 271 says you drive that you ain't getting back in Pearl.
125 a.m.
It's coming in right now.
Okay. I don't know if he has that information. Hell no.
Bradley 25 says waiting. I said one is coming if I heard correctly. VC Scanner says walking back. Going to bat to makes it his car. Says Pager one is on active call. He is currently at the beach on medical call. Bioprep one says my poor head hurts now. Sweet Gator says 3. Bronze Gamer says 1. Blue Baby says 1. Little underscore unit says almost won them all.
We'll get out of here soon, guys. I just gotta walk back to my car. Hopefully you guys can hear some waves and shit.
Bio Preppers 1 says, what time did they say?
1:25. The high tide comes in.
Kim Turner 88 says, yeah, we can.
Okay, good.
Anpom 2024 says, watch out for snakes, John.
I am, trust me.
Sweet Gator says, did they go to the hospital?
Yes.
Boba Fett 271 says, watch out for sharks.
Sharks.
25 says, damn, I seen that stick and thought it was a snake, scared me long.
I'm glad you guys are seeing anything at all.
Melanie Side 1784 says, too bad Texan Beast wasn't in the live. Kim Turner 88 says, so it was a medical emergency.
Yes. I think this is the exit. I can't really see. Yeah, it has to be.
Bradley 25 says, oh, my glasses are clean for this walk long. District 81 says, we're probably seeing better than you are.
Yeah, probably. I think, yeah, I found me. Those lights down there are me. I gotta get out of these guys' way because these guys are gonna floor it to get through this soft sand right here. If I'm in the way, they're gonna get stuck.
Little underscore unit says, area is this?
Brian G.
Kita 3K says, hello, John and my trunkies.
All right, man. Oh, now it has a perfect signal. Right when I'm coming off
Will
the beach.
Donaldson says, just got back. Why are we walking?
We walked to a medical call, but it had a lot of cops around.
Kim Turner 88 says, hope they don't get stuck again.
So if you guys
Bradley 25 says, Brian, Quintana Beach.
yeah. So if you guys saw a truck with a bunch of people hanging out of it, it looked like they were doing CPR. Oh, I can't turn on my scanner. Oh, the sand is so thick. This is why I couldn't drive, guys. I would've got stuck.
Big Dave BCTX says, Brian Beach.
Yeah, I would have definitely got stuck. I wouldn't have made it on there. It's hard to even walk. Alright, we're about to get to concrete. That'll be so much better. Alright, we're on concrete. That's good. Now we watch for snakes.
Bio Preppers 1 says, doing CPR really sad. Bradley 25 says, got sand in your boots now lol.
I got my shoes
Van
on.
Mom 2024 says, and watch out for coyotes too, John.
Coyotes? See, that's why I don't go to the beach.
Bradley 25 says, it's a song just joshing law.
Yeah, I got my tennis shoes on tonight.
Big Dave BCTX says somebody's gonna wake up with Charlie Horse in their sleep. Melanie Syab 1784 says, did they have to give her CPR at this call?
Yes.
Believe Biker Babe says, sounds like she got laced. Bless her, I pray she's okay.
Guys, put it in the chat, guys. Put it in the chat.
Bradley 25 says that big wild saltwater boat hogs are worse than coyotes law.
Well, now they gotta come get me in my car.
25 says prayers for her.
Now they gotta come get me in my car.
Angie 416 says always film 5-0. Boba Fett 271 says always film 5-0.
long as those new fancy windshield wipers working.
Kim Turner 88 says always film 50.
I can't believe we were red the entire time we walked down the beach. You guys pretty much didn't see anything, did you?
Devils_Ghost says always wipe front to back.
Yeah, you guys didn't see anything. Hopefully we don't Austin Powers ourselves right here.
Bradley 25 says number not quite. Chiquita 3K says I missed everybody. I missed you. John Toothache took the best of me.
Oh, I understand. Let's get out of here. Y'all got me scared of the coyotes and shit now.
Elite Biker Babe says not Austin Powers law. Kim Turner 88 says no, didn't see anything.
Well, we walked down the beach about a mile. Probably a mile, maybe more.
Bradley 25 says was mosquitoes bad, John?
Not really. Actually, no. They weren't too bad. I don't think I got bit by a single mosquito. And I was in the room and they told them they didn't make it.
005, 90056.
454, Tokyo.
$9 phone holder is your last night. Just hang in there, buddy.
Brother 25 says two brothers are bad.
Yep.
3K says we need to make you a Cape John the superhero cape.
No, I'm just a guy with a cell phone that had enough.
454. Victor X-ray Spring 3805. Victor X-ray Spring 3805.
Bradley 25 says they were my neighbors.
Oh.
Live Life for Fun 20 says, did they get the truck towed, John?
I don't know. I can't stay around.
Chiquita 3K says you are the best. We love what you do. That is so awesome.
Thank you. I don't know. I can't do anything about the truck, so I was gonna stand there on a beach with no signal. So I hope they get it. They said they had a tow truck on the way.
Big Dave BCTX says $9 phone holder doing what $9 phone holders do. Cat 1961 says, John, how come the glasses you need are so expensive?
Part of it's my fault because I get I have to wear bifocals because I can't see far away or up close, and I like the progressive ones. I guess I could go see how much a regular bifocals. Stop being so vain.
Chiquita 3K says John didn't want no shirt to wash up on sewer and eat him.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for sand sharks. Just kidding. I don't think there really is such a thing as sand sharks. 454, that's Lake Jackson.
Big Dave BCTX says I hate progressives. Chiquita 3K says I am so glad that you know what we're talking about when the spelling isn't right.
Yeah, we don't take off for spelling here, guys. We're all typing on little 6-inch screens, so yeah, we're all typing on 6-inch screens, so there's no point. As long as I can generally tell what you're talking about, I'm
That's clear.
Bayou Preppers 1 says I hope that lady is okay.
Is that any better? The sound is any better?
Chiquita 3K says I forgot I had to take Pammy first cause I was going to tell her hello law. Bokuma says yes. Big K says YT better.
Okay, good. You like how I can end the stream and then start the stream and the stream never
Bradley
dies?
25 says just sucks now they have to pay hundreds of dollars to get the truck out of a pound. And having to deal with medical issues.
Yeah.
Pamela Jackson says YT is much better.
Okay.
From out 47 Charles. I'm doing that. 44 off.
Saddle Tramp says there are 2 YouTube live videos playing and audio sucks on both.
Okay, it should get better. It should have a vertical stream and a horizontal stream.
What 6469 says do you need to charge Scanner John?
Maybe.
Bayou Preppers 1 says if I was found on the beach unconscious I'm telling her to call an ambulance. No one better move my truck. Saddle Tramp says better.
Okay,
Bradley
good.
25 says did you see they made 3 arrests in the shooting at the Pips Lounge in Angleton today?
Someone told me that.
Bradley 25 says well the shooting was a few weeks ago.
Yeah, we were there live. Yeah, you guys, you can't do that. There's too many cameras. You will get caught. It's just a matter of time. Especially outside the bars. Don't do it.
Bayou Preppers 1 says my test to speak suck. Bayou Preppers 1 says please move my truck.
I will try. As long as you don't throw up in it, I'll move it. Yeah, I remembered. I said we have the keys in case we need to move it.
Patty Scott says BC Scanner, do you talk to Bubba after dark? Bradley 25 says all caught in Matagorda County. LJ and Warden can't run.
Yeah.
Will Ben 15 says how is your night going?
So far, so good. We took a long walk on the beach. No, that's not my Tinder profile. That's what we did. Just kidding. I don't have a Tinder profile.
Will Ben 15 says what was at the beach?
A medical call.
What 6469 says Tinder account oh John?
I'm just kidding.
Michael W 221 says OnlyFans.
Yeah, OnlyFans. I'm not. I don't believe I'm on either of those.
Will Ben 15 says oh.
Not yet, anyway. I'm just kidding.
Bradley 25 says yeah, it's called Only Beaches. Lol JK. Nunu Baby says what happened? I just got back in.
It was a medical call on the beach. We had no signal.
Boy Mom 1322 says John is sleeping on couch tonight. Lol.
Definitely. Definitely. Alright, sometimes this time of night on Thursday can be a mini Friday, so especially
6469 says I'm banned on Tinder.
Ending is 27.9.
How you get banned on Tinder?
209.
Yabba Dabadoo says that seems to be a nightly routine of sleeping on the couch.
Yes, every night.
What 6469 says I don't think Pam's here. John, you might be safe, John.
No, she's over on YouTube. She was watching.
Bayou Preppers 1 says today was the last day of school. Bayou Preppers 1 says Ellen.
I might have to reconnect.
Oliver's gonna be 95.
Rylan OSU says it is a holiday Monday, John.
Yep, I know. That's why this weekend is going to be crazy.
You can open the door.
Do I ever talk to Bubba After Dark? I don't go on TikTok and live anymore. They don't like me. That platform hates me.
What 6469 says I got banned cause of my age. They couldn't verify it.
Oh.
Rylan OSU says exactly.
Back in Northville.
Yeah, TikTok doesn't like me.
Chiquita 3K says I got a long weekend too. I hope everybody enjoys theirs.
Yeah, I'm going to work a lot this weekend.
And can I get a new flight number, please?
They'll have extra patrols, so I'll have extra patrols.
Your flight number is 34263426.
Thank you.
Bayou Preppers 1 says it's okay, we don't like TikTok.
I do use it to promote my other platforms. It's an excellent tool for that.
Michael W221 says working the right side of the road.
Yeah.
What 6469 says I deleted TikTok. Chiquita 3K says I can imagine the drunken pullovers you're going to run across.
Sam Henry 35301.
Okay.
Okay.
So far, we haven't run into any cars to push tonight, so that's good.
Bradley 25 says I moved away to start fresh in my life from some trauma. Finally got my first job interview on Tuesday. Prayers I get the job. Stream Elements says thank you for following M Spanner.
Guys, everyone welcome M Spanner. Thank you so much for following.
We'll put CPS on call. Remember.
What 6469 says you need drink, John, or are you good?
I'm good. Everybody welcome Miss Spanner. Everybody welcome him. So what we do here, my name is John Gray. This is BC Scanner. We listen to the scanner and we record police interactions. It may be the most exciting stream, or it could just be me driving around. I live in a pretty small community. I could go to other areas and make sensational videos, but I do this to make a change in my own community. So it can go from 0 to 100 pretty quick, or it could just stay at 0. I don't control the content.
Bradley 25 says thanks everyone. Boy Mom 1322 says I can't delete TikTok. I help a business on TikTok and a mod for a few people.
Yeah, I'm not deleting TikTok either. I'm going to use it to promote my other platforms. It's a great tool for promoting your other platforms.
Show me on the Google search.
Seven 3 on board 08722 to the Woodlands.
Nunu Baby says I heard they are going to ban TT again.
7 Heavy, looking for the
One says everyone put a purple heart in chat for John and Pam. Chiquita 3K says are those dirt bikes?
I'm not going to answer that.
NRBAERT says it sure is. TikTok is how I found your Twitch.
There you go.
And that she's tired of the BS.
So that's what I use TikTok for. And as you should,
All
right?
units be advised. Another call for 417 Fisher Street. Ms. Goldsmith stated she is going out with a weapon, which would be her gun, she said, and that she's tired of the BS.
That's West Columbia. That's a long way.
Control.
Where do you want to go?
416 Fisher Street.
Getting directions to 416 Fisher Street, West Columbia.
Lift in from Baptist Beaumont, heading down to UTP Gallows, Hotel 404.
25 says
Got 4 on board, 1 plus 36, 631.
That's a lot. That is,
Are we looking for
Air
UTMB
Fluffy
Galveston?
says hello world.
yeah, that's
6469 says we should go John.
that's 24 minutes away, just so you know. 24 minutes away down dark, desolate roads. Just so you guys know. I'm like, we'll go.
Bayou
Those are
Peppers
hung
1
up on
says
me.
oh snap, John GPS is working.
Yep, it did work. It worked on. It was on point. It is
Bradley
20.
25 says that's a distance.
Yeah, it's 24 minutes away.
903 print guy says nah.
And we'll be on dark roads, dark country
Michael
roads.
W221 says that's not an easy way out of life. Hilmacoker says it will be over by the time you get there.
Yeah, I think.
Air Fluffy kidding me says how have things been going John?
Oh, wonderful.
I took a break from Twitch.
I don't blame you. Sometimes it gets crazy. You have to. You have to.
Bayou Preppers 1 says
too
watch
much.
out for wildlife.
Yeah, it's. We'll listen for if it escalates. It sounds
Bradley
like.
25 says and take the chance of no signal out there in the country.
Yeah. It sounds.
Bokuma
Like,
says no, don't go. Bokuma says no, don't go.
it sounds like a case of she's tired of the neighbors, and more than likely it'll escalate or de-escalate before we get there. I gotta roll the windows up. I'm gonna have to mute for a second, YouTube. Alright, we're back, guys. I have to mute sometimes because we're on YouTube and I can't
Bradley
play music.
25 says downtown is loud tonight.
Yeah, I muted because of the music. Yeah, sometimes, like I said, guys, Thursdays can be mini Fridays. I think last week Thursday was insane, wasn't it? Wasn't it crazy? Let's see what's happening over here, though. This is still dark over here for some reason. Why is it so dark still?
Carol C, Jasper and Claire the Tabbies says where is this?
This is downtown Lake
Carol
Jackson.
C, Jasper and Claire the Tabbies says where is this?
Downtown Lake
Air
Jackson.
Fluffy kidding me says I watched the vid of the shooting that happened in a town so crazy. Bayou Preppers 1 says all of last weekend was crazy.
Yeah, that's
Bradley
true.
25 says a backyard.
Yeah, both bars are open tonight.
Boy Mom 1322 says mute.
I don't think it can. I think it's so distorted they can't hear it. Plus, there's double music, which they can't hear.
Air Fluffy kidding me says in Angleton I mean.
Oh yeah, in Angleton, yeah, that was crazy, wasn't it?
Chiquita 3K says oh yes it was an excitement. Ashley 0084 says hello everyone.
Hello.
Bradley 25 says oh they open backyard patio is back open.
It appeared to be open. I think we're gonna stay in the general area, Lake Jackson, for a minute.
6507, check them over.
10-4.
Clear.
Bradley 25 says I gotcha.
Let's go check by Walmart, see what's happening over there. I haven't seen a single Lake Jackson cop yet. There's one. I knew we weren't too far.
Hospital back in service.
There's one. Where are you going, Lake Jackson Fire?
Ashley0084 says it was okay. How about you?
9-6 report. Insurance clearing hospital back in service.
Bradley 25 says it's still early. LJ Bats will close in 20 minutes bar time.
Yeah, I think we'll just do a loop around here. So stay close to Hooten Lake Jackson.
The homeless Nana says, hey, my favorite trunkies.
Hey,
what's
how are
up?
you? How's the sound on YouTube? We still having issues?
I ran that mail, but my computer's down. Can you check and see if it's any active EPOs or protective orders?
Bokuma says good 5x5. Bokuma says good 5x5. Carol C, Jasper and Claire the Tabbies says sounds good.
Very good.
Carol C, Jasper and Claire the Tabbies says sounds good. Very Fluffy Kitten Me says, did you keep Kick going?
Kick when I set out when I have to set the what platforms I want to stream to in the very beginning. I click a button in my car and it starts it.
The children's father is going to be coming down for the sleep, so they'll take them out.
And it some reason aired out. There's nothing I can do about it in my car.
Daughter is going to be receiving citation.
Because that streams from my house, not in the car, so.
That's clear.
I have to fix it tomorrow.
Bucky Imam 22 says, sorry I'm back. Had to get these darn kids to sleep law.
No problem.
Medical record number is 3096-430-3096-4303. Will be to UTMB Galveston in approximately 22 minutes.
The homeless Nana says, can I ask him unrelated to the chat question?
62 copy 3096-4303.
What's your question?
03, log those 3 subjects 95, kind of 94
Who just arrested 2 people? Of course, we don't know because they act like little bitches, so.
The homeless Nana says, what streaming service does everyone use for live TV with local channels? Michael W221 says, little bitches.
I don't know, they all cost about the same. Even though streaming services seem to cost about the same as cable, so it really doesn't matter, John's opinion. Me personally, I can't afford it, so.
657 shows on the vehicle, sir.
They all, by the time you're done, you just pay the same amount as for cable.
Little _ unit says not to bring size into things, but little is a stretch. Bradley 25 says, I feel like pestering the foot-ass wipe in the black truck law. Airfluffy Kitten Me says, I used to use Sling a while back, but I don't care about local channels anymore.
Yeah, me too. That's, I mean, I don't know. Does anybody find any deals? Usually they're all great deals.
15 says, good stop.
Thanks.
The homeless Nana says, that's kinda what I found out.
Yeah.
Xfinity was like 90. Fubo is like 85.
Yeah.
YouTube is about 92.
Right. There's no cheap way to get those channels. They're all going to give you...
The homeless Nana says, my husband wants to watch his Texans and Astros law.
What I do? I do. I'll use multiple services, and I'll sign up. This is horrible.
Watt 6469 says 17 watching on YT John, by the way, is.
All right. Now you see why I'm not a YouTube streamer.
903 Print Guy says I haven't watched local news since 2019, LOL.
I always get some sort of TV for the Texans, so for football season. I'll just say that I use some free trials.
Ashley0084 says I have Philo. It's like $28 a month for over 70 channels.
What I did...
Bradley25 says I watch us on Twitch more than I watch TV.
Here's what I did. I just put an antenna on my TV. I can watch a Texans game fine, and I'm way far away from the local stations. Cost me $15. I can watch the Texans.
Do you have any blue cards?
And it's actually in better quality than all the providers. Of course, Pam's not real happy about the cable I've running through the living room. I said I was going to fix it one day, and I never fixed it, so it's
Carrie
still there.
Shearer says I use an antenna.
That's what
the
I use.
The homeless Nana says, where did you get the antenna? I got one off Amazon, and it didn't work at all.
Did you scan for channels?
Bucky Imam 22 says same John the first use an antenna from my local channels.
Yeah, that's what I use.
Vegas_local says which stream service do you make the most off view time?
Twitch. None of the other platforms pay me very much. The only platform I make money on is Twitch. That's why Twitch is always the priority.
05427974.
The homeless Nana says, yup, I scanned, but it was horrible quality.
You might be in the middle of nowhere.
About 22, I'm not on that vehicle.
5522 clear.
Yabba Dabadoo says I don't remember the last time I watched TV.
Right.
When I watch football or volleyball games, I have a few sites online I use. Past that, my TV does not get any attention unless the kids are visiting. Carrie Shearer says Walmart, but I got an outside one.
Mine just goes in my window.
The homeless Nana says I live off 288B in Richwood.
Oh, you should have it. Okay.
Bradley25 says my uncle bought an antenna from Dollar General, and I was surprised on how well it worked in his RV.
Homeless Nana,
Chiquita 3K says Sunday is the big race over here in Daytona. We're all going to get together at my park and hang out at a friend's house, have a big cookout, and watch the race.
There you go. There's a website that'll show you which direction to face that antenna. Because I'm farther than you, and you're closer than I am. Also look for big trees. Avoid big trees. Avoid buildings. But there's a website, and I don't remember what it is off the top of my head, that'll show you which direction to face it. And that's probably what's happening. You're going to want to at least get it into a window. I can tell you that much. Because that's what mine does. I just stuck it in the window, and it works perfect. And you're closer than I am.
Roger, Blue.
Mine works perfect. And I got a whole TV too.
617, go ahead.
Angels no, Horton clear in one.
That's fine. About 34, I'm going to do search.
Everybody's searching vehicles, except where we are.
Roger, Blue.
3457, we're clear. We'll be obtaining a refusal shortly.
Says, yay, antenna, y'all gotta move them around to find the
Roger, back up station 2.
Yeah, there's a website to show you.
Nana says stick the antenna in the window.
Yes. Yeah, stick it in the window. Yeah, if you want to, if that's the only,
Nana says I just put it on the TV law.
No, you got to get it. You got to get it away from. You got to get it to a window, and I bet it works fine. And then scan again. After you do that, scan again.
Obtaining a refusal shortly.
But I pick up the Texans game just fine. Like in better quality than you would on a streaming service.
Attention 34 fire, attention 34 fire. ETA route for a house fire at 1723 West 7th Street, 1723 West 7th Street. Callers advising everyone is out of the house. First call, first town, 2328.
For Sam Charles 00655 out of Georgia. It's going to be suspended. Expired April 9th, 2020.
Where do you want to go?
1727 West 7th Street.
Getting directions to 1727 West 7th Street, Freeport.
It's showing no insurance. Registered to an Elijah Odom out of Georgia. No stolen.
BCTX says time to use that extinguisher.
Yeah, you. We'll be at the station shortly.
They'll probably, if it's really a house fire, they're going to mutual aid.
Nano 16, repeat your traffic.
Nana says, but how do I do that when my TV isn't even close to the window?
You're going to need a long cable or move your TV. Just so you know, if it's really a house fire, the EMS tones are going to go crazy because they're going to mutual aid.
Go ahead and take 902. We'll be at the station shortly.
Bradley 25 says that's down by the FIS direction, right, John?
I just go where the GPS tells me, yes. Yes, it'll be 1700 block, yes. Just headphone warnings, guys. I'm just telling you, because if it's seriously a
Ashley 0084 says, are you sure? Because I thought you sent me a request and I added you. Yabba Dabadoo says headphone warnings.
Yeah, if it's really, they're going to mutual aid everybody. Roll the window up so the music goes away.
North Creek, 3
Like 5
See?
control.
They just said mutual aid. I'm telling you guys, headphone warning, headphone warning, headphone warning. But I got to hear the traffic, so.
Hey, you got a pilot walking out there towards you.
Bradley 25 says, there it is.
Yeah, I
Big
told
Dave
you.
BCTX says lots of loud firemen on the radio.
Yeah, and lots of loud radio. Yeah, they always talk loud. Love them, but they talk loud.
820, will it be advised? Freeport's going to be contacting for a structure fire. Ladder 41 is going to be on the pad. I will be en route to station 1.
Hey, I think they were watching the stream. I bet they were watching the stream. That was Clute saying, hey, they're going to mutual aid us. Remember, Clute Fire was in the stream the other night.
Hey, 53, 820. Will it be advised? Freeport's going to be contacting for a structure fire. Ladder 41 is going to be on the pad. I will be en route to station 1.
Yabba Dabadoo says, ooh, hello, Clute Fire.
They're busy now, guys. Leave them alone.
Clear.
Leave them alone. They're busy. We're going to make that calendar, though.
I am the man says, is it C note shift?
Yeah, the
Bradley 25 says, so they got Oyster Creek and Freeport so far.
yeah.
Under this fire, I keep getting a 911 call
Hey, 53,
from
820.
the resident of that house. Seems that she keeps going back in the house.
Oh, man. Stay out of the house. Stay out of the house. You can't save nothing.
Go ahead.
Watt 6469 says, Clute Fire.
Yeah,
Tazzy's my dog Go says, let's make the calendar for sure.
Come out 2336. Requesting mutual aid at this time. Time zone 2332.
Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, I can meet you over at station 1 too.
On call from the
Bradley 25
resident
says
of that
that's not a
house.
good idea,
It
man.
seems that she keeps going back in the house. I can hear her coughing.
863 is at station 2.
stay out of the house.
I'm seeing advising that it's a fire in the
29, you show yourself.
Not burning at this time.
Oh, fire in the oven. So it might not be as big a deal.
23 West 7th Street for a structure fire. They're just requesting mutual aid at this time. Time zone 2332.
Is it 723 or 1723? I need somebody to go back and listen.
5 heavy looking for fuel break. Left like 6 control position.
Jonah Coker says, what city is fire in?
Freeport.
29 and 8.
6 on normal. 2935.9er. 943 1.9er.
All right, I need somebody to go back and listen. if it's 723 or 1723. It makes a big difference.
Bradley 25 says 1723 West 7th Street.
Thank you so much. That makes a big difference.
Include EMS for 723 West.
Where do you want to go?
1723 West 7th Street.
For Freeport.
Getting directions to 1723.
1723.
Alright guys, we're 6 minutes away.
Good access.
We'll say, usually when we go to these, we park far away so we don't get in anybody's way.
924, you're probably wrong.
Guys, we got 238 miles of gas left.
Bradley 25 says that's why I said closer to FIS area, I believe, if I got my blocks correct.
Fire's out. Fire's out.
925 to 1700. Unsure at this time. Officers on scene arriving. Possibly just in case it's slow. We haven't even seen it.
Alright, fire's out. Let's go back to Lake Jackson.
925, what was your traffic?
10-4, I'm in Rockville Station.
Be advised, Freeport's fixing a 1022 all units. Ladder 51's going to be standing down.
There's appeared to be honest.
Chiquita 3K says okay, good deal.
Yep.
Tazzy's my dog Go says good, glad fire is out.
Yeah, and I'm glad I didn't have to drive all the way there.
The fire is out at this time.
Fire's out. Let's get back to work.
In traffic.
Triple, that's clear. You can cancel all other response units.
Alright. Okay, they're still going to get loud for disregard tones.
925, what was your traffic?
Picture North Creek Fire Department, David General Fire. Freeport.
You can disregard
Service
employees.
did not disregard. Disregard agent assistant.
Ladder 41's going to be standing down.
2336.
Boy Mom 1322 says oh man, I was hoping to see crude fire, so sad loss.
805, same traffic.
We could just go hang out with them at the fire department, or we could just...
Quit fire. This is going to be a disregard tone. Disregard tone only for the mutual aid and support. Disregard time tone 2336.
So when they cancel the fire, they're going to tone out again to disregard, so just so you know. So we're still under a headphone warning.
Clear on disregard.
Whipped Up Wishes says I just spent 15 minutes trying to make my royal icy maroon. Color theory is hard, sometimes hot.
Attention, quit fire. This is going to be a disregard tone. Disregard tone only for the mutual aid and support. Disregard time tone.
Alright, so this is Angleton fire. That might be a real fire.
Cannon 301 Cannon 4 vehicle on fire back by the dumpster. No one's in the vehicle. 328-758,
Alright, Angleton has a no fire. It's car vehicle fire, 301 Cannon. We'll never make that.
Kim Turner 88 says was hoping we would see a hose or three.
Well, it's better for the homeowner.
Fire. I need to get off the 301 Cannon, 301 Cannon, 54 vehicle on fire towards the back by the dumpsters. No one's in the vehicle. WTYU 758, looking to be clear at 2337.
Alright, we got a fire in Angleton, 301 Cannon. We won't make that.
42.
Kim Turner 88 says my dog will better than homeowner. Bradley 25 says 301 Cannon is the apartments across
I
from
have a
the
vehicle
Angle
on fire at
TV
301
behind
Cannon,
Kroger.
301 Cannon. I have a
Sarah
vehicle
F.
on fire with a
2000 says hello John and everyone.
Hello.
How's the night going? Coming in little late tonight.
So far, so good.
Hey, Johnny.
BCTF says Cambridge Apartments.
Negative.
So 11, I'll be en route 94, 95 one time, clear for beginning.
Go ahead.
48311, 48311.
Says sorry, had to let River out.
Okay.
211 dispatch, just for info, the 95 is going to be the Oliver subject.
Big Dave BCTX says, and they usually have a bunch of junk piled near those dumpsters in the back.
Well, hopefully that doesn't escalate. Trust me, if it does, they'll mutual aid.
Bradley 25 says, yeah, it's very trashy back there, that's the scary part. Bayou Preppers 1 says, are we heading to that fire?
No. No. It'll be out quick.
Are you need revive?
It'll be out before we get there.
5600, coming out.
Unless it catches the apartment on fire. Then we're going.
5600.
Mike, can you put the gate code in this, please?
Bayou Preppers 1 says, OKTY.
I think we're going to do Lake Jackson bar closing. Then we'll listen for it. We'll be pretty close if it escalates, but I think they'll have it under control pretty quick.
Are you need revive?
5600, coming out.
Will Ben 15 says, I have no school tomorrow,
That's
I'm
clear.
so happy.
5600.
The Flash says that cloud right of you look like Snoopy from Charlie Brown, it has a hat on. The Flash says that cloud right of you look like Snoopy from Charlie Brown, it has a hat on.
There you go.
Yes, sir. You continue to put it on my
5600. Yes, sir. Big time. My officers on location stated that the vehicle is
Kim Turner 88 says, John other day I love the replays.
Fire on the fire.
Well, thank you.
You continue to put Ken Hernandez on right now.
Alright, guys, what's our sub goal at?
The vehicle's not on fire, just smoking.
Not on fire after all. You see why we didn't rush the Hamilton?
Kim Turner 88 says 774.
Oh man, the more I stream, the less subs we get.
6469 says 774.
Yes, sir. Be advised, my officers on location stated that the vehicle is smoking at this time now.
10-4, is it around any other vehicles or structures?
Oh, 5220, is it going to be around any other vehicles or structures?
Near the fence line. Like I said, no active fire.
Where's that private fuel?
Good.
Still at back 8, out of 94. Ending's going to be
48-313.
Bradley 25 says, John, you gonna take all the trunkies to explore the Great OL Mosquito Festival when it comes in a few months?
Maybe. We'll see.
Bayou Preppers 1 says, I need a Dr. Pepper and something sweet.
License plate.
Just like the cops, they're gonna get there and run the license plate first.
Engine 4 is all set by.
Cops got there
Ion
first.
Margate says 2 live streams going at the same time.
Yes.
Ion Margate says 2 live streams
Boy
going at
Mary
the same
Noah,
time.
4355. Boy Mary
Oh,
Noah,
that's
4255.
Is one horizontal and one vertical?
Go ahead.
That's crazy.
Ending's going to be 48313, 48313.
One should be horizontal, one should be vertical.
Bayou Preppers 1 says, always film wild boars. Ion Margate
Engine
says
4 is
yay.
all set by.
Okay, good.
Ion Margate says yay.
Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be.
Engine 4 clear.
YouTube only promotes vertical videos on live stream, so.
Michael
PCSO
W221
2964.
says, why is it repeat the comments twice?
I don't know. I thought it had different chats.
Go ahead and show me off duty. Next coverage,
27, not female.
7 a.m. tomorrow morning.
I thought it only. We might have to end, if this music keeps up, we might have to end YouTube. So you guys come over to Twitch.
Go ahead. First
YouTube.
name's going to be William Adam Young, Nora Edward. Last name's going to be Frank Lincoln Ida Paul Edward Nora.
Ion Margate says, here piggy piggy. Ion Margate says, here piggy piggy. Bradley 25 says, there is our sign of close to bar closing.
Yep.
Bayou Preppers 1 says, we can't hear it yet.
Yeah, but what happens is generally all these cars leave here and they turn their music up, so. It's a walking copyright strike on YouTube. Yeah, I'm hearing the comments twice. Yes, I am.
First name's going to be William Adam Young, Nora Edward. Last name's going to be Frank Lincoln Ida Paul. Ladder 1 clear.
Do we make it mad, guys?
Canada Spaceman says, Brazoria County has bad cops. Are you just seeing where they go if there is a call?
Yeah.
Canada Spaceman says, Brazoria County has bad cops. Are you just seeing where they go if there is a call?
Yeah, we just,
Bradley 25 says, God M. Michael W221 says, it's fine, I just didn't know if you know.
yeah. It's
Ion Margate says, oink oink. Ion Margate says, oink oink. Claston 72 says, hi John, how are ya doing?
Doing wonderful. Yeah, one should be vertical, one should be horizontal. They should have 2 separate chats. But it's not working. 15 minutes, guys.
Kim Turner 88 says 2 for price of 1.
Also, there's one over there. If you guys look next to Chips, there's one over there blacked out too.
Bayou Preppers 1 says whoop whoop.
Alright, you would think one would turn, right?
Michael W221 says if it's repeat twice it's working. Bradley 25 says I spotted him law.
Oh, you saw him? Yep.
The Flash says the cop did no turn signals, wow. The Flash says the cop did no turn signals, wow.
Well, they're special. I think I thought I saw a turn signal on that one.
It's 600 on scene.
Yeah, he's gonna leave.
Where?
We'll go park in our regular spot. Block is hot, guys. The block is hot.
Give me a case number. Also change the call type to assault and violence.
Kim Turner 88 says no didn't you turn signal first time John.
Oh, gotcha.
Canada Spaceman says IS this cop just going in circles. Canada Spaceman says IS this cop just going in circles.
Yeah, that's what they do here.
JKINFL says pull the cop over now you have probable cause. Bradley 25 says it's technically closing time in bar time so they are circling to get the movement going without having to get out. Lol.
Alright, I hope I'm not, gosh, I hope I'm not blocking him. Alright, YouTube.
I am the man says are we going to the bars in Freeport, John?
Yes, because all this traffic will go there. It depends. If we can get those subs up.
Michael W221 says why is it so dark there?
I don't know. It's been like that all week.
Fire.
3 on board, 2 hours and 6, and 7:22.
Will Ben 15 says I see the copper. I am the man says are there any bars include John? Michael W221 says I think the street light out.
Oh, come on,
Bradley
man.
25 says Freeport bars don't end until 2 a.m. M Lake Jackson bars close at 12 Sun Friday and 1 on Saturday.
5415 on scene. 55. Yeah, also.
Cars in park.
Demon Metro Killer 48 says had a feeling that car was going to get pulled over when it turned into the bar area now that it turned out it pulled them over. Michael W221 says I called that one. Yabba Dabbity says that was fast. The Flash says I think it's kinda dumb for them to drive a marked car driving to a bar. I just continue hiding instead of circling around unless you got unmarked I would circle around then. The Flash says I think it's kinda dumb for them to drive a marked car driving to a bar. I just continue hiding instead of circling around unless you got unmarked I would circle around then. Bradley 25 says music is loud down.
I'll turn you guys down so we can capture the audio. How you doing, man? What was the reason for the stop? Allegedly. Well, hopefully you get a warning and you'll be on your way. All right. Are you thinking warning like I'm thinking warning? I can't hear you, man.
Just leave me alone.
All right, man. Are you having a bad night? You just don't like me? Oh, okay. He doesn't want to deal with me right now, guys. See if now my feelings are hurt. I thought we were better than that.
Oh damn.
I'll let you guys talk to him. Maybe he likes you better. Maybe
903 print guy says oh a dick. Kim Turner 88 says one grumpy cop. Bradley 25 says oh he is feisty tonight.
We got a fighter.
Underscore 1414 says crab apple. Watts 6469 says what's the damn a to it for? Baja underscore R1 says dush bag. Icemaneer says apparently protect and serve is not his best choice of profession if he doesn't want to deal with the public. Claston 72 says wow so rude. Doskater says he won't like us better. Ashley 0084 says what a dick you are officer. Tazzy's my dog go says what's wrong grumpy gills. Lenabement says wow so rude. Bayou Preppers 1 says do you need a hug cop? Chiquita 3K says he's in a spicy mood. Watts 6469 says so damn rude. Kim Turner 88 says ah he needs a hug.
I'm sure he likes you guys better.
72 says always film 50. Baja_R1 says time of the month. Tazzy's my dog go says always film 5-0. Bradley 25 says John you should know Trunky's got your back law. Chiquita 3K says he must need some extra coffee. Watts 6469 says is he a new cop John?
No. He's hated me for a long time.
Bradley 25 says you practically don't have to say anything we do law. Boy Mom 1322 says I think he needs a donut to make him smile. JKINFL says he rather be beating his dog. Kim Turner 88 says sorry cop John don't have any manpacks left.
I'll just be quiet. I'll let you guys talk because he doesn't like me. Maybe he likes you guys.
Carrie Shearer says he did get any before work. Watt 6469 says does he beat his wife just wondering. Baja_R1 says he has a small PP. Bradley 25 says America.
America.
Ashley 0084 says officers like you being dicks is why the good ones get treated like shit. John Strawbridge says the chat is annoying. I am gone. John Strawbridge says the chat is annoying. I am gone. Kim Turner 88 says he just don't like you cause you followed him round parking lot.
You don't have to announce your departure. This is not an airport. Definitely not an airport.
Because you wear that box and it's annoying.
Oh, the box is annoying.
15 says always film 5-0. Bokama says this is not an airport, John. Bokama says this is not an airport.
It's a warning, everyone. He's free. He's free.
You have a great night, man.
You too, man.
Sounded like a kid on a playground. Chris Ellis 891,993 says hi John and Pam and
Hello.
Trixes.
Guys, put it in the chat.
Ashley 0084 says you need to use your turn signal officer. You aren't any better than any of us.
Guys, put it in the chat. Put it in the
Kim
chat.
Turner 88 says oh we are annoying. Sonia Han says you are annoying. Tazzy's my dog yours says yay.
Yeah,
Bradley 25 says yay we are annoying him lol.
Yeah,
Ghost Eater says go cry officer.
Yeah, the chat.
Mario Preppers 1 says we love you cop do you need a hug.
Yeah, the chat is the sound of money.
J Boogie 1620 says if he was a hot pocket he would be a spicy hot pocket.
The chat is the sound of money.
416 says you rude ass cops are annoying. It's Myron Baby says damn he pulled over DJ Khaled. Kim Turner 88 says always film 5-0. Sarah F 2000 says always film 5-0. JKINFL says Officer Stonebridge. Claston 72 says always film 5-0. Angie 416 says always film 5-0.
Yeah, that's...
DJ Talk 7 says well y'all are annoying too but we have to deal with y'all po. Bokama says film 5-0. Bokama says film 5-0. Ashley 0084 says oh we are annoying well he don't like us either lol. Bokama says film 5-0.
I was
Bokama
wrong.
says film 5-0.
I was wrong.
Lulu Baby says always film 5-0. TTCat 1961 says we're happy to make your night just a little bit worse. Bradley 25 says he said that box is annoying.
Yeah, that's
well
awesome.
Your lights are annoying and we ain't bitching. Icemaneer says we're annoying. Police officers you don't think they should be held accountable to anybody are annoying.
That's the sound, also the sound of money because everybody coming out on Twitch is a subscriber. So you guys pay to come out my speaker, and I appreciate that.
Claston 72 says are you putting on old videos tonight?
I might. He doesn't like us.
Fire extinguisher.
Chiquita 3K says you know where the door is, don't let it hit you in the ass. Nunu Baby says you're welcome, John.
431, I'll be out at 420, be on foot.
It's so dark over here. We're not used to this, guys. Gotta be careful if you're in the area. 'Cause you're
131,
not
I'm
gonna
taking my
see
unit
people.
now.
Chris Ellis 891,993 says always film 50 the short necks, the inbred fuckers that have lights on top of their car that harass and destroy lives.
That's right.
Bradley 25 says he hasn't liked you for a while now, John.
No, he's not.
Lol.
He's never been a fan.
Ashley 0084 says we don't like him either, he's a trash bucket. The Flash says do you get a lot of bird people on you or in her car because it's a convertible or not, it's not as bad.
See, you jinxed me.
The Flash says do you get a lot of bird people on you or in her car because it's a convertible or not, it's not as bad. Chiquita 3K says where is the cry babies come from? Tiki Cat 1961 says do you ever worry that one of these guys might just snap sometime? Yabba Dabadoo says lol, is this him again? Bradley 25 says ha ha ha, sit right behind him, I bet he is happy lol. Chiquita 3K says got to love them.
I'm gonna put the car in park just in case I gotta get out.
The Flash says I meant bird poop lol.
It's never happened to me
before. The Flash says
before.
I meant bird poop lol.
It's never happened, but you probably jinxed me. It's gonna happen now. I even turned you guys down.
Chiquita 3K says that's instant 2 points just for putting it in park.
That's right, 2 points.
Ashley 0084 says you did turn us down until he turned into a douche.
That's right, I did.
Tiki Cat 1961 says sorry.
Which one is it?
Carrie Shearer says -2 for turning us down.
Well, I've got
The
it.
homeless Nana says what happened.
Guys,
I
always
had to shower lol.
nothing.
Proud Granny 73 says what is does a standoff?
No, I don't know. So I always turn you guys down so I can get to capture the audio. Without the audio, it's completely pointless if all we're hearing is us running our mouths. Then I turn you up after we're done.
Which one is it?
They're fine.
Ashley 0084 says mess with our John and his Chad will always have his back. Zener 7 says is this a standoff? Carrie Shearer says true law. Doskater says you'd think we are next to a donut factory with all the piggies around. Chiquita 3K says got to be able to get that video footage without our mouths running.
Yep.
DAOWWOW says I think someone refunded TBEIR gift they gave me. Demon Metro Killer 48 says what was the last stop for? Bradley 25 says it's not a standoff. It's
No.
them watching the people leaving the bars after closing.
Yeah, it was a no headlight. No headlight. Lake Jackson EMS, you're so loud. That may repeat, guys.
Out of Emergency, fall from a heart attack. The villages of Lake Jackson.
Vanbomb 2024 says, hey, what did everybody have for dinner tonight? Tiki Cat 1961 says, the police really scare me. My boy was shot in the back with rubber bullets. Stream Elements says, thank you for following Carol J. Sean 01.
Carol, thank you. I told you guys I was going to repeat.
Zener7 says, I had chili.
That's for received.
I had a big lunch. I didn't eat anything for dinner. Oh, he's blinking his lights. He's going to get out. So this truck's just sitting here. Cops have been sitting behind him forever.
Ashley0084 says, allegedly no headlight, but he didn't use his turn signal.
Right,
Bradley25 says, prayers for that older gentleman at the village of Lake Jackson. Tammy Hayes 811 says, I had breakfast. For supper we had sausage and pancakes.
Also, do you know another safer way that I could possibly chat with you guys and drive? Do you want... Would they rather me just watch the screen? Because I'm sure they don't want me doing that.
600 angle, give me a shower, get it clear.
I'm sure that would be a crime.
Okay.
Only way I figured out how to do it. I think this says do not enter right here. If memory serves me correct. No, it doesn't, but I don't want to go down there. He always does that shit. I'll go the other way. I'll just meet him on the other end. He always takes me down alleys.
Ashley0084 says, holy moly, I got 9 ads to watch LOL.
Gotta pay the bills, guys. Okay, I'm gonna go then. I'm going. We're all three.
Bradley25 says he can run but not hide, ha ha ha.
15, show us back in service.
Clear.
The Flash says, but aren't you in private parking lot, who cares about do not enter? The Flash says, but aren't you in private parking lot, who cares about do not enter?
It's just silly because I know where he's coming out. And there's always obstacles
Will
back there.
Ben 15 says, good stop.
Thanks.
Angie 416 says, well, if they would give respect, they would get respect, and we would be so annoying to them.
That's right. Alright, I think we're good. We'll take one more trip through here. I think we're good here.
Will Ben 15 says, good turn.
Thanks. I think we're good. Which is not bad for a Thursday before a holiday.
Bradley25 says, yeah, everyone is heading her already in Freeport by now.
Generally what happens is they get pulled over in Clute. And then they go to Freeport.
At 25 Freeport.
Stream Elements says, thank you for following No Shoes for me. The homeless Nana says, it's Project Brad tonight too, isn't it?
No shoes for me. Thank you for the follow. I don't think so. I think it's going to be, well, maybe. Might be. Guys, everybody welcome No Shoes. Make them feel at home.
Bradley25 says, very true, because Clute sits up there by the overpasses and waits.
Yep.
The homeless Nana says, pretty sure I saw that on FB.
And now I'm watching for bird poop. Whoever mentioned that. It's never happened to me.
Bradley 25 says yes, project graduation tonight, B Wood graduation tomorrow, and B Port graduation Saturday. Senior 7 says this town has very good roads and bridges. Air Fluffy kidding me says if you can't be good, be wood. Bradley 25 says plus Memorial Day weekend it's gonna be busy.
Yep.
What you got?
Traffic.
What you got? I got DD1.
They're using their phones. What phone do you have? He has
Good.
PD1. They're using their phones now, guys.
Jumbo.
Traffic.
Bradley 25 says damn the folks on bikes coming out of nowhere looking like Dorothy on Wizard of Oz and shit.
Right. That's why you always have to be careful. That's why I can't be looking at the screen. And I have to have the text-to-speech.
Kim Turner 88 says wow.
Agent 4, back action 1.
709, Robert, Bowie, call 4358, put me on 1077, subject 19.
That's clear.
Engine 4, back out of station 1. Thank you.
from MRH.
Yeah, I'm thinking 35 for 5.3.
That's clear.
She's not sure.
That's cool.
Clute went to,
Nunu Baby says, John, are you ready for hurricane season?
it just happens. I know they say prepare and all that, but I don't really like it. I can't, you guys know I can't stream when that happens, right?
Thank you.
All the phones go down, so there's not a
Lucky
chance in hell.
Elon 22 says, John, was it project graduation? I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, I'm
Basically,
thinking 35 for
they lock all the
5.3.
high school kids in the high school
Okay, can I get your animal control call holding?
in an attempt to
That's cool.
Yeah.
animal control call holding. You guys think that's an alligator? We'll go check Bucky, see if another alligator is happening. They lock all the kids in there in an attempt to keep them from drinking and driving and stuff like that. I think it's a good thing.
The homeless Nana says, or bat.
Or a bat, yeah. We'll go check Bucky, see if there's an alligator over there again.
906 to report.
Houston, today was 709. Zambada, 247
The
subject.
homeless Nana
2.9.
says they play games and have tons of fun.
Yep.
Bandmom 2024 says project graduation, it's kind of like a lock-in where all the seniors get locked in the high school. A lot of them do ghost hunting in the school. I heard a lot of talk about that today. Jazzy's my dog Ghost says they do that in Utah also.
Last name Griffin.
I think it's a good
First name
thing, right?
Charles, 102479, 102479.
How many sad stories start out with on graduation night, right?
I don't know, 6 report. Dispatch show, engine 1 back at the station.
Sure, 906 clear from this call back in service. There'll be
The
3
homeless
patient
Nana
refusals
says
to
my
AMA.
friend was killed by a drunk driver on prom night. I think it's an incredible idea. Superman Crisp says, hi everyone.
Hey Chris, how are you?
Bradley 25 says, which Buc-ee's was it? John Freeport, Oyster Creek.
We don't know that I'm guessing. Plute's not saying anything. Even animal control calls are hiding. So,
Bucky Imam 22 says, oh, that's pretty cool. That's a really good idea. They don't do that, at least in my small town. Maybe other places in Ohio. The homeless Nana says, where is Dasher hiding tonight?
he was in New Orleans all day. He was in New Orleans all day, so he said he was crashing early.
836.
That was loud.
Go ahead, 36. Just available from Damon.
We got a green light.
Houston, today was 214.
Can you go look who's in touch, please?
Lake Jackson's just has the public service dispatch.
The homeless Nana says, is it just me or does watching this stream make PPL hungry? Lol. P-Keel 23 says, what's going on? I lost you. Vanmom 2024 says John, my friend's daughter said a cop scared them over at B-Wood because the cops came to check on them and they heard footsteps coming and they didn't know who it was. Law.
10-4, can you call the police dispatch, please?
Medic 4, yellow, requesting additional. Please bring the ventilator. Medic 2, receive. Dispatch is clear.
Superman Crisp says I am in Oregon again. Was in Seattle this morning and back to Washington in the morning to pick a load up to go back to Texas finally.
There you go. Be safe out there. I think I got a spider on my head.
Medic 4, yellow, requesting additional. Please bring the ventilator.
Superman Crisp says I will be off next Wednesday afternoon sometime.
Dispatch is clear.
The homeless Nana says John, you taking the grandbabies to see the new Stitch movie?
I didn't even know there was one out.
Bradley 25 says here black truck, ha ha ha. The homeless Nana says we are going to see it tomorrow. My daughter is so excited. Kim Turner 88 says I'm going to see Stitch movie Thursday.
I'm gonna check Lakeview before I check. Isaiah said show me en route, so.
Bucky Imam 22 says I can't wait to see the new Stitch movie.
12416, you good?
Will Ben 15 says good stop.
Thanks.
Medic 4, Medic 2, bring narcotics as well. Medic 2, receive.
$106.
Medic 4 to Medic 2, bring narcotics as well. Medic 2, receive.
Phil.
Tiki Bob says hello.
Hi.
Rylan OSU says John, it is 46 degrees here. Rylan OSU says in Ohio.
It's 82 here.
Nunu Baby says it's 86 in Houston.
I do know it feels wonderful with this top down. Wish all of you, well, you guys are in the trunk, but.
Lil Ben 15 says it's 50 degrees here. Lucky Imam 22 says Pluto Fire said be safe out there, John.
Alright. Thank you for being in here.
District 81 says 81 in El Paso. Ironic, isn't it? Angie416 says Pluto Fire, how are you tonight? Kim Turner 88 says it's only 4C here in UK.
I turn on my brights here. A lot of people have been injured right here. Always do the speed limit here, guys, if you're from the area, especially at night. A lot of the homeless people walk back and forth between the hotels. So just slow down. It's not worth it.
428 says took a nap now. I am back.
Welcome back.
Did you miss me?
I missed you. I always do the speed limit here. And if you can, turn on your brights if there's no cars coming at you. I think there should be more light, but I'm just a guy with the phone.
Lucky
I have no power.
22 says I'm tired of this damn weather in Ohio again, like it's summer break now. I need warmer weather, not this 40 degrees crap and rain. Bradley 25 says lots of injuries and deaths on that strip. I refuse to travel there at night. Superman Crisp says sorry I am not around much anymore, John. I've taken a new approach to my life and have been really digging deep and getting as much work done that I can while I am out.
There you go. Well, thank you for stopping by. Just turn on your brights if there's no traffic coming in.
Yeah, we'll call custody.
Alright, now in custody? By 13th and you got service question sergeant.
Bayou Preppers 1 says, what's our 20, John?
We're at Clute.
Superman Crisp says, love you guys. I'm going to bed and hope y'all have an amazing night.
Good night.
Bayou Preppers 1 says, K, thank you for the info. Bradley 25 says, damn, Clute is really hiding again tonight, lol.
Yep. It's alright.
Kim Turner 88 says, are we going to play spot the cop, lol?
That's what we're doing.
6507.
Hotel.
Okay.
Maybe primary on that call as well.
Tony de Almeida 3 says, hey John. Hey everybody, how's everybody's day so far? Sorry I'm late.
Well,
I was sleeping all day.
Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Felt like 22. Chris, just come home. I'm riding around with the top down right now. It's 84.
4 minutes, 2 seconds.
Just save yourself.
Okay.
18, sure, man.
Okay.
Superman Crisp says, good night everyone.
Good night.
Tony de Almeida 3 says, always film 50. Superman Crisp says, too hot there, lol.
No, it feels good.
Tony de Almeida 3 says, cheer 1, 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 cheer 1. Stream Elements says, Tony de Almeida 3 just cheered 21 bits.
Thank you for the bits. Tony, thank you so much. Guys, is the bit tracker at the bottom not scrolling? Or is that just on my end?
657.
6,000.
You show me en route to the jail, 1 mil 95.
Chiquita 3K says it is actually 70 tonight right now. That's not normal first, but we got some rain moving and hopefully we'll be good for the weekend. Kim Turner 88 says it's scrolling.
Alright. So I guess mine just takes a picture. I'm just watching a preview, so I guess it just takes a picture of it.
District 81 says it's on UN. Tony de Almeida 3 says, is the road busy today, John?
Not as busy as I thought they would be. Tomorrow will be.
Superman Crisp says cheer 100. Stream Elements says Superman Crisp P just cheered 100 bits.
Thank you so much,
Tony
Chris.
de Almeida 3
bits.
says in Boston, we got a lot of rain today, thank God it's gone already.
Chris, thank you so much. I thought you were going to sleep, sneaky little guy.
Superman Crisp says I am in a minute, lol.
We gotta go down here and U-turn. Oh man, there's a bunch of garbage over here.
Will Ben 15 says I am going to bed, good night everyone.
I thought you already said good night.
The homeowner is afraid that it may be leaking natural gas. Time 033.
Alright, we'll try not to Austin Power.
Superman Crisp says RIP cheer 100. Stream Elements says Superman Crisp P just cheered 100 bits.
Thank you so much. There's another 100 bits.
719, that's subject clear for 4.
10-4, can I call service number, please?
Alright, this is going to be a gas leak. We don't do gas leaks because I'm a smoker.
2510-522, 2510, 522.
10-4 times.
Superman Crisp says show love 100. Stream Elements says Superman Crisp P just cheered 100 bits.
Thank you. I don't know where that. There's only one. Okay, so there's one cop over there. There's only one blue cop, so it's not a serious call, or it's already over.
1450 will be en route.
Maybe I can go over here and park that way and look. I don't know what he's doing, and I don't want to give the manager a reason to trespass me. So
Superman Crisp says now I am going to bed.
Good night, Chris. Thank you
Chris
so much.
Ellis 891,993 says John, there is a such thing that came out in 2025. It's called gifting in your sleep.
Oh.
It's a off-brand virus that wears off.
There you go.
Just letting you know that's what Chris has.
Yeah, he has that. Yeah, he has that. I hope more people get that. Yeah, if everybody could get that. All right, that's Clute in front of us. He has his lights directly at us. But I don't know what he's doing. He's probably inside and I don't want him trespassing me, so.
Dale 0428 says la la la. Stream Elements says thank you for following Logan Lati.
Thank you for the following. Guys, everybody make Logan welcome. Welcome in. If you're new here, my name is John Gray. This is BC Scanner. We're listening to the scanner. We're recording police interactions. Those lights ahead are actually a cop. You can't see it because they're the bright lights, but I want to say thank you to even all the lurkers. Thank you so much. C notes.
Shakita 3K says welcome in Logan.
You don't.
Gale 0428 says welcome Logan.
Maybe he doesn't.
Nunu Baby says welcome in Logan.
31.
Maybe he
No shirt, white shorts behind the meeting.
Maybe he doesn't see us behind this tree. What do you think?
Chiquita 3K says got to love our trolls. They keep us going too.
We don't. Yeah,
Angie 416 says welcome in all newbies. District 81 says just wants to show he has lights. Really nice officer.
Yeah.
Chris Ellis 891,993 says welcome Logan, we go around filming the Animaniacs. That's what we do. Superman Crisp says I lurk sometimes lol. Tony de Almeida 3 says welcome Logan. Nunu Baby says John let's go follow him.
He's already driven off like a maniac. He went down
Ryland
lazy.
OSU says welcome in Logan. Nunu Baby says
31.
no.
Male, no shirt, white shorts behind the meeting.
203. I'll be out of Central Charles Ball. See you.
Listen to this. Yeah, he's up there at the light. He's driving like a maniac to get away from me.
Nunu Baby says no cop. Nightbot says BC Scanner is not a cop. We listen to the scanner and record police interactions.
That's what we do.
And West Base, weather's good.
Maybe he didn't see us behind the
Ryland
tree.
OSU says Nightbot says cash app extra good donations are appreciated but never solicited. If you choose to donate, they are non-refundable. Stream Elements says Loganity just cheered 5 bits. Ryland OSU says scan.
Thank you for the
Nightbot says
5 bits.
listen to the online scanner stream. Chris Ellis 891,993 says John, do you remember the cartoons The Maniacs? That's why I grew up watching.
Yep, I
Nunu
remember.
Baby says wish. Bradley 25 says must be related to the officer in the black truck JKJK. Nightbot says BC Scanner Amazon wish list.
Does Does anyone know if you can store a fire extinguisher in a very hot car? Because I plan on just leaving it in the car if I can. But in Texas, the car is going to get like 100 million degrees in the summer. We did get one off the wish list. Can you leave a fire extinguisher in a car?
Rylan OSU says no.
Do I have to take it in and out of the car every night?
Rylan OSU says I don't know that. Mami Asanier says no.
What about Clue Fire? Are you still in here? Can you answer that? I just think we ought to have one.
District 81 says no, you can't.
Damn it.
Nunu Baby says no. Nunu Baby says yes. Bradley 25 says well, they are allowed and required to in semis, so why can't you in a car? But I'm not sure.
I'm just wondering if it impact if I don't want to be carrying around a useless fire extinguisher.
Tony de Almeida 3 says you can leave it in the trunk.
That's what I was going to
Bayou
do.
Preppers 1 says yes, ask the fire department.
Yeah,
Shaggy Stoner 4994 says Mythbusters proved a fire extinguisher won't even blow up.
It won't? Okay. I would just feel bad.
Bradley 25 says well, they leave it in their semis.
Yeah.
Shaggy Stoner 4994 says it has a safety valve.
Well, I just don't want to be carrying around a useless fire extinguisher because it's sat in a hot car all day. But sometimes we get there first, right? You never know.
Control 6, lifting for South Base. Got 3 on board, 1 hour fuel, and 45 rounds. Roger 6, heavy lifting.
Shaggy Stoner 4994 says remove the safety valve and it could go boom law. Bayou Preppers 1 says yes, it's generally safe to keep a fire extinguisher in a car, but it's important to store it securely to prevent accidental discharge and to ensure it remains functional.
Okay.
Fire extinguishers are designed to withstand temperature changes within a reasonable range, typically 40F to 120F, says Kidda.
Alright.
Kim Turner 88 says it should be okay cause taxis have to carry them. Little __ unit says Amazon will sell a fire extinguisher and actually deliver it. Interesting.
Yep.
Superman Crisp says a fire extinguisher is a good thing to have.
Well,
we are required to carry them and they stay good for years. Even in the heat.
Okay. I mean, so far we...
Bradley 25 says just get you a bracket and set it up right in your trunk.
Okay. So, I got very limited space back there. Who's playing games?
18, I'll be out with 16 at that location.
Superman Crisp says he'll try to get you one.
Oh,
My
I have
company
one.
buys them when I need them.
I just got one. I put one on the Amazon wish list and someone got it.
Medic 4 dispatch.
I think Pickersburg.
Location at 114 Corpus Locker.
Yeah, we have one coming.
Bradley 25 says well, put a bracket on the side wall behind your seat by the back seat.
Transport 1,
Chiquita 3K says so all of us truckers need to be careful that we don't kick it once he puts it in here with us.
Yeah, I've showed you guys how much actual room we have in the trunk before, right? It's really
Medic
cool.
2 dispatch. You can show Medic 2 en route to the hospital with Medic 4.
Medic 2, please.
Superman Crisp says okay. Let me know next time my company will buy me a new one when I need it.
I don't know.
Chiquita 3K says yes, SIRRR.
1450 will be on location at 114 Corpus Locker.
Kim Turner 88 says I thought it might be eventful today.
Yeah, me too. I'm a little surprised, but I'm glad. That means the cops are behaving, the people are behaving. I know it doesn't make sensational videos, but I am perfectly happy with that. And you guys hung out with me.
7516 en route. Clear.
Nunu Baby says this weekend is going to be wild.
Yep.
Engine 14, Lake Jackson. Can you confirm that address, please?
Whipped Up Wishes says, are we headed to the palm trees?
Absolutely.
Bradley 25 says gonna be very eventful, that's for sure. Lots going on. District 81 says he never remembers who I am, but yeah, I'm still hanging around.
I remember who you are.
Can you spell that street, please? Engine 14, Lake Jackson. Can you confirm that address, please? Charles Adams. Do you need me to repeat? That's clear. We'll be in service. Engine 14, 114,
District 81 says I love the smell of palm trees in the morning.
That's right. Do you guys want to raid tonight or watch? Do you guys want to watch a raid tonight or watch videos?
Clear. Can you spell that street, please?
Nunu Baby says the plants are on fire tonight. You can see the flame in the sky.
10-4, it's going to be
7516.
Paul Ocean Robert.
Kim Turner 88 says videos.
All right.
Bio Peppers 1 says videos.
Charles
Right.
Adams.
Angie 416 says
Can you
videos.
repeat?
Nunu Baby says videos.
That's clear. We'll be in service. I'm out at that address, ma'am. There's no loud music playing.
0428 says videos.
All right.
District 81 says nah, videos.
All right. Looks like the videos have it.
Tony says videos.
That's clear.
That's what I should have done while I was lagging at the beach. Just put on
Yes,
the
we'll be
videos.
out.
But I forgot the phone in the car that does that.
Rylan OSU says videos.
I'm out at that address, and there's no loud music playing. That's fair.
Tony Dalmeda 3 says show love 1, 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 show love 1. Bandbomb 2024 says videos. Stream Element says Tony Dalmeda 3 just cheered 8 bits.
Thank you so much for the 8 bits.
Bradley 25 says get ready for a lot of them unnecessary calls like that this weekend too. Chiquita 3K says oh boy loud music again. Bayou Preppers 1 says people can still give bids.
It's true.
Nunu Baby says good night John N. Trunkies.
Good night.
Dispatch, I looked at, we'll go to Port Lavaca Airport to get fuel. We got 3 on board, our 53 on gas.
Chiquita 3K says sorry John about no bits I haven't given my dog to wait till next Wednesday.
No problem.
Carrie Shearer says good night
We'll
John
be
N.
looking
Trunkies.
for Port Lavaca Airport.
Bayou Preppers 1 says Big Brazoria County hugs.
Oh, thank you.
Superman Crisp says what's this weekend? 903 Print Guy says catch you next time.
Catch you next time. Alright, YouTube, I'm going to say goodbye to you guys now. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. Sorry the stream wasn't very exciting, but in my mind,
Bradley
that's
25
good.
says gonna be lots of firework and loud or nice calls.
In my mind, the cops are behaving, and that to me is a good night. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, YouTube. We'll see you later. Twitch, you're still here.
Chiquita 3K says much love John and all your chunkies. I love everybody.